Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to Kang's Movie Palace for a special video. My friend Miranda put up 25 of her best summer movies. And this doesn't mean it has to be like one of the summer blockbusters that you used to get, or it could be in my case. But these are ones that you've watched relentlessly during the summer over the years. And this was like say it was a rainy day and the pool was closed, so you went in and watched a movie with your brother or your cousins or something like that. So these are my 25. They're not in any kind of order because I could not put an order to these, and this is just my 25. These are my opinions. So to start off the list, Beverly Hills Cop, 1984. Watched this so much during that summer of '84, along with a couple other ones you'll see on this list. But Eddie Murphy, top form. It, can't say anymore. Next one, Rocky Four. Watched Rocky Four all the time during the summer. Just a great movie. I Will Break You. Just really a great movie. Other one, and a lot of these, I'll tell you if I seen them in the movies. Beverly Hills Cop I watched on video. Rocky Four I went to see in the movies, and the next one up, Real Genius, went to see in the movies. You'll never think of Popcorn Again the same. Breakout movie for, I guess, well, Val Kilmer's breakout role was top secret, but this movie was fantastic. I love it. I own it on well, I did have it on VHS, but I have it on DVD. Love it, but like I said, you'll never think of the Tears for Fears song at the end of the movie and Popcorn ever again the same. Next one, movie I went to see in the movies, 1984, Karate Kid. Wax on, Daniel-san. Watch that, but oh, can we let's talk about Elizabeth Shue. She was like my literally first crush in the movies. Allie, I love her. My brother said, "Have you watched the Cobra Kai?" I said, "No," and he goes, "Oh, I recommend you watch this one episode." And she was in it, so man, she still looks great, and she's in The Boys in a very diff on the Amazon show, the Amazon series The Boys. Very different role for my Elizabeth Shue, but she just turned 60. Man, I am old, but yeah, that one. Can't have a summer movie without National Lampoon's Vacation, the first one with Chevy Chase. Watch this. This was another one we watched it on HBO before renting it, and we watched this all the time. My favorite line from that whole movie is when Anthony Michael Hall goes to Dana Barron, goes, "You think they know the Commodores?" I don't know why that, out of everything else in that movie, makes me laugh, but that just makes me howl still to this day. 40, 40, yeah, 40 years. Wow, 40 years. No, 41. That came out in 83. Next one, Goonies. Seen in the movies, opening weekend. Love it. I can't tell you, I own it. I owned it on Laserdisc, VHS, DVD, and now I have it on Blu-ray. Love that movie. I know it's my brother's favorite movie of all time. We watched that all the time. I think in 2 weeks we watched it every day for a 2 week period. My mom was like, "Are you watching that damn Goonies again?" She liked the movie too, but it was just like she wouldn't watch it every day. Next one, Weekend at Bernie's. Seen this in the movies. Reminds me of summertime. I remember me and my brother and my mom went to see it in the movies, and the the part where the girls got the big yabos, and I went, "Happy birthday to me." It was my birthday. We went to see it. And my mom like looked at me and just like nudged me and goes, "Ken." So next one, Great Outdoors. What more can you say? Chet Ripley, Roman, you know, the 96er, the steak. Big Bear chase. Big Bear chase me. Ah. Next one. Another one I went to see in the movies. I went to see it the second weekend when it opened up in 1986 because all my friends from school had already went to see it, and I went to see it on my birthday. Usually, a lot of the ones that we went to see during the summer was like my birthday week because my mom would take me and my brother for my birthday, and we would do movies, and then we would go to like McDonald's or Burger King for dinner, or cheesesteaks or hoagies, but it was usually movies and dinner. Top Gun, great movie. It's the ultimate guy movie. Next one, seen this one video, Meatballs with Bill Murray. Love this movie. Woody the Wabbit. Woody the Wabbit. That was one that we said all during summer, especially when we went to camp. We went to a Christian camp and went to see that, and it was so much fun. I can't believe they actually showed that at a Christian camp, but they did. Next one, seen this opening day, Independence Day. Will Smith, blockbuster, 4th of July weekend. ID4 is a great movie. Another one we went to see. We went to see this opening night. I remember how crowded it was, and people. This was 1984, and people were actually sitting in the aisles of. I mean, they wouldn't do that now, but they were literally sitting down the row of the aisle in the movie theater to watch us, and it was Ghostbusters. I've never seen that happen ever in a movie theater. There was actually people when we got up to leave. There was actually people sitting in the back of the theater against the wall. That's how many tickets they sold for that. Couldn't do that today because of the fire laws and stuff. But Ghostbusters, I can't tell you how many times I've seen it that summer. Next one. Another one from 84. 84 was a really good year for movies. I have to take a deep dive into that. And this was Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. No more parachute, Dr. Jones. Hey, lady, you call him Dr. Jones. So that was another one. That's another movie that's very quotable. Staying on that one. Raiders. Seen that in the movies. Great movie. How many times can you say how great of that movie that is? I mean, I think they should have stopped at the third. The fourth, and I like the fifth one, but the fourth one was pure garbage. But the first three are remarkable movies. Next one is my favorite movie of all time, Star Wars. Star Wars. I remember that summer. My mom used to go with my aunt, my grandmom, to the shopping mall, and they used to have like a twoplex of movies. And back then, you could just sit and watch movies like forever. It didn't matter. So my mom would just give us enough money to share a popcorn and a soda, and watch the movie. And sometimes my mom, and my grandmom used to be in the complex forever. So I remember a couple Saturdays, as a matter of fact, we've seen Star Wars twice in one sitting because they never cleared it out. They just kept it rolling continuously until my mom went in and grabbed us. She would put us in our seats because we were 7 and 5. She would go, Kenny, watch your brother. I'm like, fine, we're going to be watching the movie. So it was like, so Chris was 5. He had the attention span of like an older person because he just sat and watched the movie and of course ate the popcorn. But yeah, we just sat there, and then Mom put us in our seats. She went shopping, came back, grabbed us, and we left. So, and we did that all during that summer. That was Star Wars. Next one is one that I seen. Remember when in the 80s when they used to show midnight movies on Friday and Saturday nights? And I used to get off work, grab a shower, and go with my friends. And we used to, the one of many that we seen during that summer. Actually, the next two are back to back. One Crazy Summer with a lovely Demi Moore, a very young, and John Cusack and Bobcat Goldthwait and Tom Villard as what are they called? The something twins. I forget, but when Bobcat goes through the whole, the bad person's father is like an architect, and he's trying to make this condominium place, and Bobcat gets the Godzilla thing stuck, the mask on his head, and he's dressed, and he's going through the whole like town like Godzilla. It still makes me laugh, and of course, the well, spoiler: if you haven't seen it in 38 years, you're screwed. But when the guy is all summer trying to get for the song of the day, and he gets it at the end, and it disconnects, the phone disconnects, and he just goes crazy. But that you have to watch that one, One Crazy Summer. Next up was another one that I seen weekend opening weekend in 1987. Running Man. We went to see that in the midnight show. That's my favorite Arnold movie of all time, Running Man. I just love it. Has so many quotable lines. Sub-Zero is just plain zero. I can literally recite that movie over and over again. And Richard Dawson was fantastic in that movie. Next one, this opened up my birthday in 1989. So if you want to know my birthday, look it up when this movie came out in 1989. Batman 89. I seen that 6 times opening weekend. I seen it on my birthday. I seen it on Saturday, and we went to see it on Sunday. Went twice each day. I can't tell you how many times I rented it. I own it. I owned it on Laserdisc, DVD. I don't have it on 4K yet. I say yet. So hopefully with my birthday money, I'll get that Batman 89 on 4K. So I watched it last night. It was on Max. I didn't feel like getting up from my chair to put on the movie, and I seen it on Max. I had just finished one of the Godzilla movies, and I put that on again, and I was up until like 2:30 watching it. I know everything that's going to happen, and I've probably seen that over 100 times. I'm not kidding you. I love that movie. Next one of my mom's favorites. I remember renting it and thinking, oh, well, this will be a cute movie. Dirty Dancing. Man, if you weren't around in 1987, I think that came out in May of 87. And it didn't do too well in the movie. It didn't do too well in the movies. It made its money back. But, man, it was a huge smash. Like, cultural. Yeah, it did do good in the movies, Ken. Yeah, it was a box office hit because I think it only cost $2 million, and I think it made about like 100 and something. Yeah, what was I thinking? Yeah, Dirty Dan. Oh, I was thinking of Lambada. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that also came out during the summer. Feel the Heat. Remember the marketing for Lambada? That's not on my list, by the way. Lambada, feel the heat. It's the forbidden dance. That was terrible. But Dirty Dancing, I owned all the soundtracks. That was another one I had on Laserdisc, DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. I don't have it on 4K, but I have it on Blu-ray. Next one up is Revenge of the Nerds. Me and my brother watched this, and this is another movie that we can recite line for line. I never heard of putting when he put the beer in the cereal, and I did try that once, and it is bad, by the way. Don't try it. Don't the Cheerios with the beer. I tried that over at my friend's house. I had like woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was still beer, and we had like a barbecue. And Mac had them like in these like big metal buckets with ice and stuff like that. So I poured a Budweiser, and he had Cheerios. He had a young daughter at the time, and he had I poured Cheerios into a bowl and put the cold beer in it. Did not taste good, so I don't recommend that. But me and my brother still recite lines to each other about Revenge of the Nerds. Next one. This is a very, very good movie that never gets talked about. And the next one up is Flamingo Kid. This is another 1984 movie with Matt Dillon, and it's based on, and it's a Gary Marshall movie, and it's based on Gary Marshall's life when he used to caddy and be at the country clubs in the Hamptons up in New York in the 50s. So highly recommend that movie. It's autobiographical because it's based on Gary Marshall's real life, but highly recommend that movie if you haven't checked it out. Flamingo Kid with Matt Dillon. Next up is of course Back to the Future. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that in the movies. I actually, one time, we went to see it and they had a double feature. And it was Back to the Future and Teen Wolf. And we just sat, I can't tell you guys, you younger people, how popular Michael J. Fox was. I mean, he had a hit sitcom. He had Back to the Future, and then he came out with Teen Wolf in '85, and it was just like you couldn't escape. He was all over the tabloids and stuff, and just remember watching those movies over and over and over again. Just a great trilogy of movies, and I'm glad Bob Gale and Zemeckis are not like doing like these others and just like making movies just to make money, because Back to the Future is a very sacred trilogy. You hear that, Star Wars? Next one up, the last three on my list were ones that we watched basically all the time. The next one up is Summer Rental. We went to see this opening weekend. One of my favorite. Well, I can't say it's like one of my favorites because I love all John Candy movies. I love every John Candy movie that he made, and this one's great. Especially when they have he lives next to lifeguards, and all of the jock straps are on there, and his daughter comes out with a string bikini on. He said, "Are we okay with this?" And she looks at there and he goes, "Oh, great. We're not. We live right next to the lifeguards." And then one of the guy goes, "Hey, is that John Madden?" It just makes me laugh. Oh man! But Summer Rental, that's another great one. Next one up is one that we see in the movies. Summer School, 1987. Courtney Thorne Smith, man, never looked any hotter in her life than she does in this. And Chainsaw and Dave, I don't understand why they never made a Chainsaw and Dave movie. When he's obsessed with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he shows it in Summer School. Mark Harmon was great. Kirstie Alley was great. Everybody in that movie was so great. It's a fun, and it's another Carl Reiner movie too. So it's so much fun just to watch that one again. And my last, and probably I'll say this is my favorite one during the summer, because when this came out in 1978, my mom took me, my brother, and my 4 cousins to go see this movie, and the twins were like 1. I remember, but my mom said, "Oh, they'll shut up during." They'll shut up during the movie because of all the singing and stuff. And of course, it's Grease. I can't tell you how many times we watched Grease. My mom bought us the 8-track tape for it. Me, my brother, and my 2 older cousins, we played it all the time in the backyard growing up in South Jersey. All the time. My brother got the album for Christmas. Not Christmas, his birthday. We played it at home. And then we had, at that time, we lived in Philly. And we played it at home. And then when we went to the girl's house, my cousins, we played the 8-track all the time. And we played it by the pool. We drugged it. It was just like, and up until a couple years ago, we used to have a text chat, the 6 of us, and it was like we would just tell Grease is on, Grease alert. I would always put Grease alert, and what channel it was on. So we can literally recite every line from that, especially the four older for me, my brother, and my two older cousins. We could sit and recite that movie line for line, and my mom would just go, "Will you idiot shut up?" And she would just start laughing. But we would recite it. We would sing the songs. I love all the songs from it. So Grease holds a special. It's special. Just put that. So that is my top 25 movies of the summer for me personally. I'd like to hear your list. Miranda, that was brilliant coming up with this. Thank you very much. I hope everybody gets in. I've seen D's from the movie Bay, his list, and it's fun listening to people reminisce about like their summers growing up and what they seen and what I could have added probably about like 8 or 9 more. I know I left me and my buddy Jimmy was obsessed with Spike Lee. I'll just put this for Jimmy. He was obsessed with Spike Lee, and we went to see it because in South Jersey they didn't play it it was like really very controversial movie at the time with the race, really, while we still have it now with the black and white kind of thing, but Do the Right Thing. I remember we went to see it, and I think I was the only white person in this we went to a screening in a urban area, and I was the only white person, I think, and like they weren't like mad or anything that I was there. I mean, I got a couple like high fives and a couple punches and stuff, like not like physical punches, like fist bumps and stuff like that, for actually coming to see a Spike Lee movie in an urban area, because my buddy's like, "Oh, they won't touch you." I'm like, "All right, Jim." All right. And I'm like looking around, and I'm a big guy. I'm 6'6", so I can but not when there's like 200 people in that room, But yeah, so that was an experience. I always remember that, because I remember when we were coming at it, Jimmy goes, "Man, I thought you were gonna die in there." So yeah, that holds a special memory just for the whole theater experience. I think that's what we're missing too with all the streaming and stuff, that you forget that experience when you went to see it in the movies and stuff like that. So yeah, I always remember that. So yeah, I'd like to hear your experiences. And like I said, Miranda, this was brilliant. I hope to hear more from other people and their experiences of summer movies and stuff. So like, comment, subscribe. Tell me, about your experiences. Do you like my list? Do my choices stink? Like I said, these are my personal. These are not like the best or anything like that. But in my opinion, they hold a special place in my heart. Every one of these. So, all right, guys, have a great day. You're probably tired of me. This is my second video today, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.